Huh?
To be honest,
What'd you say?
honestly, I think Westbrook should get it. Like,
Let's
Yeah,
see.
that's what I'm
Alright.
saying. I sent you like
Yeah.
the email yesterday, like the text yesterday.
That's
One
number-
of the
yo. He
topics.
scored 57.
His
That's
numbers-
what I'm
his
saying.
numbers-
That was before.
Yeah.
Like that happened afterward.
yo, his
Yeah.
numbers are too crazy for him not to.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Well,
been.
the thing is though, Harden's numbers are pretty good too though.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
thing is that the reason why are we on? Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, but the thing about Westbrook's numbers as opposed to Harden is that I think if you look at the numbers, Westbrook has the clean triple double. He's
Mhm.
averaging like 30, 10, and 10, which is crazy in of itself, man. That's like
Yeah.
2K numbers, right?
Pretty much.
Right.
It
But then
is.
Harden's dropping like 28, 8, and like 11 or something like that. So it
Yeah.
isn't that much of a difference, and
Harden-
He's doing it more efficiently than Westbrook,
Yeah.
and he has a much better record. But
His
the
team-
argument that's the argument that Harden has though.
Mhm.
His team is way better than Westbrook's.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I
Well, I mean, he
wouldn't
has better people.
Yeah, but Westbrook doesn't have a bad team at all. They have some solid players on that squad. Oladipo, Steven Adams. They got. I'm a Bulls fan, so I know they got McDermott and Taj Gibson, and they're
Mhm.
both solid players. Like
Yeah.
Westbrook has some weapons, but not to the level that. Like he doesn't have Lou Williams and
Yeah,
Eric
no,
Gordon
no,
coming off
yeah.
the bench. That's
Definitely.
bomb squad when you have that coming off
That
the
is
bench.
true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. All right, so we're gonna get into some basketball talk later. Today we're gonna start off with hockey with Chicago beating Pittsburgh 5-1 and scoring 4 goals in the first period. Did you watch that game?
I didn't watch that
You
game
didn't watch that
myself,
game?
but I watched
That
the
was-
Washington and Flames game. And
Washington, Colorado. Washington played Colorado yesterday. They beat them 5-3. Colorado has like the worst record in the NHL right now.
Yeah, really.
I think there was like a 65-point differential between the Capitals and Colorado, so they're doing really terrible.
Does the I'm assuming it's an NHL draft, right? Does the NHL draft work the same way as the other sports, where it's like the worst team has the highest chance for the number one pick, or is guaranteed a number one pick, or is it completely different?
They do the lottery,
yeah,
Oh,
just
so like
NBA.
they
So if you have a higher chance of it, but it's
Yeah.
not guaranteed. All
yeah,
right.
so they choose like a couple teams and then they go number 1, 2, 3. They get picked for that
Mhm.
too. So for the playoffs, it's basically almost set. For the Eastern Conference, we have the Washington Capitals. They clinched. Columbus Blue Jackets, Pittsburgh Penguins, Canadians, Senators, Toronto Maple Leafs,
Ottawa.
New York Rangers, Boston Bruins.
Mhm.
Tampa is right behind them. Islanders right behind them.
How good is Tampa really though? 'Cause I remember
They've
hearing
been
some good
struggling.
things.
See, they're a good team, but they've been struggling this year, especially with injuries. Their captain, they just signed him to 8 years. He got
Wow.
injured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Callahan, he's one of the better forwards. He got injured. What's his name? Tyler Johnson is out. So yeah, they've had a couple injuries this season. Normally they're a good team though. Last year they went all the way to the conference finals versus the
That's
the
what
Pittsburgh.
I was thinking about. Cause
Yeah.
they had like a crazy offense or something, right? Like
Yeah,
were
they
really
had like their
solid.
triplets line. They have
Yeah.
Kucherov. Kucherov right now, he's their top scorer, like
Mhm.
34 goals in however many games he's played. I think 63.
Damn.
Drouin is a beast. He's like 20 something. They need to keep him. But yeah, they just had trouble with injuries this season.
That always sucks, man. When a team can't live up to the
Yeah.
potential.
It's always
You
a
hate to see that
setback for
happen.
any team.
You hate to see that happen.
Yeah, definitely. For the Western Conference, Chicago Blackhawks,
Of course.
Minnesota Wild,
It's like a staple right now for them. Oh, they're always there, man.
definitely. St. Louis Blues, Anaheim Ducks, San Jose Sharks, Edmonton Oilers, Calgary Flames, and Nashville Predators.
Actually, Calgary Flames didn't clinch show yet
They
though,
didn't
with the
clinch.
loss to the Kings.
They lost,
this,
yeah.
so this, so this,
Actually, I have the scores pulled up. It seemed like a good day for hockey. It was some solid games.
Mhm.
You had some close games and you had some blowouts.
so this
something for
this was
everybody.
all these were predictions basically. They're predicting who will clinch and who won't.
Mhm.
So basically, there's still 7 or 8 games left for
Yeah.
each teams. You never know. Boston, they haven't been the best this season. Tampa Bay's 1 point behind them. They beat out the Islanders for that spot. The Islanders were ahead of Tampa.
Mhm.
So however these last 7 or 8 games goes could basically determine who actually is in the playoffs. Tampa could get that wild card spot. And yeah, that's what we're looking forward to. For MVP race, Connor McDavid. Do you think Connor McDavid has a chance of being MVP?
He's having a pretty good season, points wise.
He's having a great season.
Points wise, I
Who's
must
the other
say.
ca- who's
It's
the other
pretty
candidates?
phenomenal the amount of points he's put up.
Especially for this is what second year.
Second year.
Second
and
year.
He was
and he's-
injured last year.
He was injured last year. This is his second year. He's like 19, 20. He's a captain, so he's the youngest captain before it was Sidney Crosby. So he's just doing
That's
a great
nuts,
job.
actually.
Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, of course,
Always
always
gonna be
always
there,
a
man.
candidate.
Always solid.
Patrick Kane, Alex
Another one.
Ovechkin,
Big names.
Brent Burns. I put Nikita Kucherov there too because I feel like he deserves it for what he's done for Tampa, scoring all those goals and actually like helping them win. Like he had like 10 goals, or no, he's had 3 goals in 5 games and 3 assists in 5 games in the last 5 games. And so he's just always been, you know, their centerpiece, you know, with their captain missing, with their captain out.
Yeah.
He definitely stepped up to the plate, and to me, I think he deserves to be in that MVP talk. Even if he doesn't win, I would still like to see him in the conversation because he's been doing a good job. In other news, the women's national hockey team. So this is interesting. So they were supposed to play in a tournament. The women's national hockey team, they went on a strike and would not play for the International Ice Hockey Federation during the tournament. They demanded living wages because they were forced to get second jobs to make ends meet. Some of them, now they'll receive travel and insurance provisions equal to the men, including $2,000 monthly stipend and a pool of prize money that would be split annually. And the USA Hockey agreed to their terms. So this is kind of like the same thing that happened to the U.S. women's soccer team.
Yeah.
I think last year
That's nuts.
they did the exact same thing. They went on strike. They were asking for higher wages. And I kind of understood that one because they actually drew in more people, I think, than the men because they actually won. They actually won the what's it called? The World Cup. So what do you think? What do you think about that?
I mean, you said that this is like
I
the,
think if
the
they're-
representatives for the U.S. This is like the U.S. women's hockey team.
Yeah.
That's crazy that like as a team you still have to fight for that. Like if
Mhm.
that's something you wouldn't
Yeah.
expect for like a national team. You know what I'm saying? Like for the men, that's already a standard set in place. It's crazy
Yeah.
that women kind of have to fight for that. Like if you're repping the entire nation, you might as well get some benefits for it.
And
you
also,
know?
while
Definitely.
repping the nation, they're playing on a very high level.
right? They're playing at
Exactly.
the top level. You know what I'm saying? It's not everybody can do it, obviously.
Exactly. You're playing at a top level. You're playing games. You're traveling and all that, and you still can't live off that. To me, that's crazy. Like you have to get a second job. It's kind of like back in the day when other athletes like baseball or football,
You
like they
couldn't
had to
make-
get
you-
jobs
you
in the
couldn't make
summer.
ends meet just
Yeah.
off baseball and stuff.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
people were like, "Yo, that's crazy. You should be able to live off that." So it's
Yeah,
kind
way
of
back, like the
it's kind of the
30s and
same
40s,
thing.
Man, it was crazy.
It's kind of the same thing. So you asked about hockey in New York. I think hockey in New York is in a pretty good place. So the Rangers, they clinched the playoffs.
Yes.
Congratulations, Gabe. Congratulations to the Rangers. The Islanders. See, the Islanders are a tricky subject because they're doing all right and they can clinch still
Yeah.
if they
If they get
continue.
hot
Yeah,
right
if they
time.
continue to play well in their last couple games. But also, they're still looking for a home. They moved from their previous home to Barclays in the city, and to me that was
Islanders.
that was not a good move because like hockey in the city is not really, in Brooklyn it's not really the best spot for hockey. You have a great fan base back home, so there's no reason, in my opinion, for them to move to Brooklyn. So now there are talks about them moving to Connecticut or moving back home. I think that they should just go back home.
I think
at
they
this
should go
point.
back home. And you could tell by like the record and the numbers they're putting up that their fan base was like much more supportive. And
Yeah, they really were. I feel like, and people don't like their jerseys because now they have the black jerseys, kind of
Yeah.
like the
Brooklyn Nets.
the Nets. So it's like they're just copying off the Brooklyn Nets. But other than that, in Westchester, hockey's doing really well because Pelham, they just won the state championships.
Yeah.
I see some of those guys. I work at Pure Hockey. I see some of them walk inside. So it's nice to see people that win championship. They're doing great for Pelham, repping Westchester really well, beating all these great teams like Suffern, and other teams upstate. I think they're just a great asset to Westchester, and especially Pelham. That's where I live, so I'm kind of proud of that. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna talk basketball.